What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Speak Easy. It is your host, LQ.
It's Big Chill, aka Landon. You know what it is.
It's Mara. What's up, y'all?
And today we have quite a few things to go over. Even just some cool stuff. Honestly, no updates for anime today because we got so much to talk about. And we actually want to start with probably the most anime looking car. And not only just the most anime looking car, but just the fact that honestly, looking more into how the things are going with in the economy in the US and the stocks that are fluctuating, if this car was brought here, I think Elon would be broke even faster. So we're going to show you exactly what we're talking about because even though we're not necessarily car junkies or car heads or anything like that, this one's kind of sexy.
Sexy as fuck. Goddamn.
And all I've seen is a picture, so we got a lot to go over.
Shout out to Forest Auto.
Nah, Forest Auto is the man.
To America, Tesla would be cooked.
I wonder if they come in different colors.
This could be
Either way, Tesla's already cooked. But yeah, I'm wondering that too.
it's against a Model Y. It's electric, but if I don't have time to charge, I can put gas in here, and that'll power my generator under the hood to give me over 700 miles of range. You also get air suspension and LiDAR for self-driving. And to let others know it's driving itself, the side lights will turn blue.
700 miles is wild.
Pretty cool. Inside, headrest, heated and ventilated seats that
you
also
can drive from
massage
Dallas
your
to Houston
also
back.
works super fast. My driver display works super fast. Wireless charging pads with a fan to cool off my phone. Storage space in there. More storage space under here. I get a driving display on my steering wheel, and my head-up display shows me my blind spots. You also get a built-in camera to take pictures, and it can even do it just of the rear passengers. If I push this button, that'll turn on my lights for a better quality photo. And because it has built-in AI, I can just point at something and it knows what I'm talking about. Quan bi zhe.
That's freaking
Even if you're
wild.
6 feet tall,
Also,
it is, man. Plenty of space in the rear for a car seat. And to make sure you don't wake your kids,
Cantonese pretty good.
If your kids are older, they can enjoy heated
We're all going to be learning it soon.
I have a built-in footrest right down here.
That's funny.
That can also double to keep food hot. And because kids always lose the remote, I just use my hand. But don't think I forgot about the parents.
That motion kind of crazy, though.
Tell me this isn't
motion
cool.
is wild.
And if you need to fit really long items, you can do that too. It even has a Sentry mode.
So finally, a car that can fit this dick.
Monitor.
I'm about to say, see, that sold me because I can literally lay down in the car.
Did I mention how quiet this is?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, man.
That man is the freaking man. But also those cars.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. I can't wait for one. Yeah. I'm loving seeing the downfall of Elon Musk and a lot of his associates. Godspeed. Hope it happens faster. Get wrecked. But I think if we when people say, "Oh, Japan or China is living in year 3000," and it's nah, not really. We're just always constantly 10 to 15 years behind because of how odd and how monopolistic our capitalism is. A lot of people want to do iterative innovations just so they can have planned obsolescence and give us more marginal upgrades over a longer period of time to give us spend more money. And it's this is what happens when you just go all out and you just
American,
I just want to I just want to make the best thing.
Yeah, I do think also, speaking of spending more money, that car is priced at $54,000.
Ridiculous.
Wow, high, crazy. Considering all the features, I think would go for about $130,000.
Yeah,
I mean, if shipped in the US.
The Cybertruck base model is $80K, and you can literally pull the interior off of the car door if you just slam the car, if you close the car door too hard. That's just how weak that is, and that's $80,000. And to get it with the other features it's supposed to come with, like the self-driving feature and whatever, that's $110K.
Yeah, no, I think even I think the best electric truck in the U.S. that you could buy is probably either the Rivian, maybe followed by the Lightning. But either way, they're just expensive. They're just
Yeah.
100K.
Because the crazy
It's
thing is
double.
they immediately treat them as luxury cars.
Yeah.
Like the EV cars have positioned themselves to be luxury cars, which of course you're supposed to be. Nobody is trying to be in the affordable market because either A, the cars aren't that great, or B, making them affordable doesn't give them the bottom line that they're looking for, because then they have to, actually get people to buy reasonable cars, like reasonable price cars that they already still can't afford anyway. But a lot of those people rather have gas cars, which kind of sucks. But it's like they don't get to see the benefit of an electric car, because a lot of those people that are in areas where they can't afford a $60,000-$70,000 car also don't have charging stations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, there's so much to be said about the whole EVs. Like, there's a lot of good Chinese EVs, and there's a lot of good EVs in general, but the fact that it's treated as just a car and not a luxury, I think helps.
Yeah.
I think one
Yeah.
thing, like
Yeah.
the fact that we got a president who was basically denouncing electric cars and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden he's having fucking ads in front of the fucking White House because his buddy is, having declining sales. Just, man, it's embarrassing. But with that being said, certain electric cars, especially like that one or whatever, if I had to get one, for damn sure I would get that.
Yeah, nobody wants a Tesla, mainly because you don't want your car to get vandalized. But also on the other end, like, it's just, there's been so many shortcuts made as far as a car. People think I just hate Elon just to be hating on Elon. No, I'm very justified in it, but I'm also justified in hating Teslas because it's good technology inside of a poorly made car. But the thing is, it should be a car first. It's like having a cell phone that has really cool features but can't text or call out, and you just be like, so what's the point? It doesn't do its primary function. And that's exactly what is wrong with Teslas. Their primary function is shit.
And then he said, fuck it, let me introduce Cybertrucks.
And he was like, yeah, anybody want a drivable PS2?
Yeah, that's basically.
I will say,
man.
Yeah, no. Looks aside, it's a hard. I'll say this: it's an innovative idea to try and make the whatever. He always has some ridiculous name for the factories, but to make an aluminum mold cast that essentially just prints like a 3D printer. Good idea. Pretty innovative idea.
Mm-hmm.
Did not execute. I mean, it didn't. like there are people who are not even Tesla haters who are like, there's a few shortcomings of it, but I mean, innovative ideas, but I mean, sometimes maybe older ideas work, or people can maybe learn from that idea and improve upon it. But I do think the Tesla Cybertruck kind of ended up as kind of a. I mean, I don't know if anyone remembers, but I think what was the original promise price? $36,000-$40,000.
Yeah,
Something ridiculous.
it's supposed to be I believe 40 to 50.
40,
and
50.
then it hopped out the gate at 80.
Yeah. So
everybody was like and everybody is like, yo, the $80K model actually isn't worth shit, even as a base model. So it essentially just ended up being a six-figure vehicle.
Yeah, which if you just like you, I mean, it's just a whole weird thing, but yeah, I don't think his cars. I don't think American cars in general have been lining up really too well with foreign cars. I think what was Honda? I think Honda started off as like a lawnmower company or something.
Yeah.
In front of it when it first came out, and now it's killing it. It was either Honda or Hyundai. Someone can look it up, but the foreign brands are just wrecking it. I don't even think European cars are as good as the Asian cars, but they're still better.
Right.
There are some that are a little crappy. You're always going to have some. Nissan.
Of course. Just rough. Like in America, Yeah,
you're going to have some that are crappy, but, Toyota just keeps killing the game. And I'm a Ford fanboy. I will never own anything probably but a Ford. But I'm not stupid. I am not stupid. Toyotas are insane. And I don't know, the Chinese EVs are looking. I don't know, man. Elon maybe cooked I don't think people are too happy with his Doge thing. I think it's a really weird thing where also his whole demographic is like in liberal states.
Yeah, the
It's
10
weird.
the
that's
10
kind of how he
highest purchasing
started.
states are all blue states.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you swing so aggressively towards the other way, and that's why a
Yeah,
lot of companies tend to try not to get into politics and stuff because of this reason right here. If you pick a side, you're gonna piss off another side. It's just he didn't realize how strong of a liberal force he had behind him in regards to his Tesla models, and because of that, you lost half your net worth. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do think that it's probably only downhill. Some people, I'll say this from some of this huge Fortune. If anyone reads Fortune.com, hit me up with a subscription because I'm not paying for a news article. But
Fair enough.
either way,
I
I
agree.
hit a few of the snippets. Yeah, it's you know there are some billionaires who think Tesla will skyrocket on defense, AI, and robotics.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
obviously, the
people hold
car
on to that
companies
stock just for that reason.
holding on to it exactly for that. And some people, like I think some JP Morgan analysts, a couple of them were coming out and saying, no. Come quarterly earning reports, they have to say how bad they or good they've been doing come April. It may be a wrap, bro. Might plummet even more. Or they fire Elon, I don't know. Which I don't even know. If they fired Elon, do y'all think that would be bad or good for the company?
it
What do
would
you
be
do?
terrible because
I think
go
I
ahead.
think I'm about to say I think it will start off good initially, but then it will plummet.
Yeah, he was the only. He is the face of Tesla. He is the only reason why people were pumping those stocks in the first place. And without him being tied to it, even the people that are still like on their last thread of fandom for Elon, kind of like Kanye fans at this point.
Oh
But
Lord.
even the people that are on their last thread of fandom for him, those people are still more invested than the average lay person. At least according to how sales in the past have gone. I don't think there's anyone that's even, or at least from the research I did, there's no one really internally buying stock. They're all selling, including Elon's brother, which
Oh
is
yeah, I saw
bad.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I saw that.
It's bad when his brother is just like, damn, I gotta get out this bitch.
Yeah. Let
So
me get my money and run.
yeah, exactly. He's like, before my brother goes broke, let them know I ain't broke. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't see it working out well for them. I think the only thing that could really help them is if SpaceX does something big. And I think other than that, Tesla is doomed. They're damned if they do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I feel like cult like CEO personalities is just the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I also kind of felt the same because I sometimes I'm thinking, man, would the company be better? But his fandom is just so rabid. Yeah,
No, for real.
It'd be. It's odd. It's odd how much people would live and die for it.
Yeah, like the fact
Man,
that
I
some
guess it's really similar to Kanye, actually.
yeah. I mean, my thing is like when you allow like a certain person to like make up your whole identity as who you are, like when it comes to just day to day basis, like those people who follow Trump to the death of them and Elon and many others, Kanye, um, like if you can't see like the error of like certain people ways and stuff like that and still continue to turn a blind eye to it and stuff like you're just not worth saving at that point.
Nah, you're really not. And like you could just humanize them. But some of them want to be treated like they're not human anyway. So they're getting the exact reactions that they want from everybody.
Yeah.
They want to be seen as gods. They want that type of praise. So, it is what it is. And that also reminds me, speaking of people that want to be seen as gods, uh, Kanye wants attention. And
Yeah.
sadly,
Yeah.
even for somebody that wants to be seen as a god, that is like the pettiest thing possible to just be begging for attention. And his tweets, man, his tweets go crazy. And the only reason why I really care to cover them is because, as we know, I am a long time Kanye hater since 2012 to be exact.
That was when he just came out. Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna remember. Yep.
And once again, whenever I have enough time to go for like an hour, I'll explain every little detail of what my turning point was with Kanye. But let's just say for short, these tweets are all of his tweets lately have been the point of no return. Because this stuff is crazy. Like, for starters, he's pretty much reignited. Oh God, Academics TV is a source. Bleh. But anyway, and the headline is right. Ye goes at Kendrick, reignites his beef with Drake after apologizing and admitting he was jealous of him. Says Travis, Drake, and himself deserved the Super Bowl performance before Kendrick. That's not true at all. And he speaks on female rappers. He does a little bit of everything. Now, there's some tweets that...
There were some tweets that got deleted that went against Jay-Z and Beyonce, too. That one was crazy.
Oh, they're not deleted, sir. I have screenshots.
Okay, cool.
They're still there. So, yeah, I'll just read y'all's just a few, to see how y'all feel about it. So, we're starting real light. After listening to Carti's album, I'm going to say something I never thought I would say before. Future's washed. I mean, so are you, Kanye. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Hate to give this F-slur credit, but favorite line of the battles last year was "You rap like you're trying to free the slaves." He already set the line wrong. Whatever. And he says he does. And he said, "I actually kind of like Kendrick's halftime show, but me, Trav, or F-bomb, aka Drake, deserve a Super Bowl before Kendrick. I'm gonna keep it light with Drake. You know what it is and what it always been with those. You can skim through bars, which Kanye has himself for the last 4 albums. Drake is an F-bomb. Been an F-bomb. Yeah, complete shit show. Oh, he says Drake been an F-bomb. Been an F-bomb. Will always be an F-bomb. Okay. Nobody has ever listened to Kendrick or knows any of his songs. Even though you put him on your album.
Yo, Dad, I got you.
And you remix one of the songs that he was on.
Ridiculous.
He retweets something that I really don't care about the industry being fake, but people want entertainment. He said, "I don't personally have an issue with Kendrick. I probably will now, but he was a pawn to take down F-bomb, aka Drake, because these record labels don't want big artists because the smaller artists are easier to control and replace. Yet Kanye got on the Like That remix." I'm really proud of Lizzo. She's an amazing talent, and she's taking her life into her own hands. Okay, that was nice. Cardi B replaced Nicki Minaj. Meg Thee Stallion replaced Cardi B.
I say the medicine kicked in just for 2 minutes.
Yeah, for like 2 minutes. Doja Cat replaced Megan Thee Stallion. Doja replaced Doja Cat after Doja Cat started popping this Nazi shit. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah, I know, right? Mm-hmm. Funny how similar Doja and Doechie's name are. It's not really that funny, but whatever. They had Lizzo to promote black obesity. Jesus Christ. There is small caveat. Body
comment after the
body positivity is not promoting obesity. If you ever look into what body positivity is, it is promoting loving yourself in the way that you are in the road to get to where you want to be. That is literally what body positivity is. In other words, if you're fat, you don't have to wear a burlap sack, cry off all your makeup every single day, and pull your fucking hair out. You actually can still see yourself as a beautiful human being in the process of losing weight or getting surgery or becoming the person that you want to be. Same thing on the other end of the spectrum. If you are bulimic or if you have anorexia, those people can still love themselves in their current state because it assists them in getting to where they want to be. It's not about promoting black obesity. All right, I'll get off that high horse. But
I just want to eat chicken tenders.
And if they do, they still should love themselves. Hopefully love themselves enough to at least, stop after like 8 chicken tenders. Jesus Christ.
Or get some good ones, bro. Go to Popeyes, bro. Don't
at least go to
KFC. Come on,
it says, where Cardi B going to be 10 years from now? They used her. She hasn't released an album in almost 10 years, and she's still a very prominent female rapper, but whatever. He called 50 Cent the GOAT after he basically ended his career. And then it gets serious after that. Nobody's ever listened to Kendrick, knows any of his songs. Kendrick sounds like a rapist. Hate to give this F word credit, but you rap like trying to get saves free. He already said that. And then he said Kendrick was an industry puppet. Done. Then they was done with him. And there's more.
Kendrick, an industry plant or puppet, is the wildest shit, bro.
The wildest. For somebody to be active almost 15 years.
Hey, LQ, that group chat that talking about, we can't add you because you're a green bubble. Yeah. I have someone in that group chat that is saying that same stuff about Kendrick being an industry puppet, and we have been tearing him apart like
I love
all night long. Pause.
Like I said, I'm always down for critiquing Kendrick. I have a big critique of Kendrick that we'll probably get on a little bit later, and it will. And I want people to just humanize him because he is human. I have critiques for all of my favorite rappers and all of my favorite people, but this one doesn't make any sense. But now the tweets that I am not going to pull up because I can't log into my Twitter account, but I have them saved on my phone because some of them have been deleted. So it says, Iggy, I was sorry for speaking on your kid. That was some F-bomb ass Carti shit to do. He says, now Jay-Z and Beyonce, on the other hand, fuck those coon ass niggas and their entire families. When I said fuck every celebrity, I meant it. I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down and Jerry Lorenzo's family down because there was a possibility Twitter being canceled, not because I am a good person. I took it down like Down syndrome. Get it? Am I right? Am I right? This
terrible, man.
Then he shared pretty much semi-nude photos of his wife in this abandoned warehouse. And I'm trying to get to the one that is probably the craziest. I know there was one that I can't even bother pulling up, but he said Tyler, the Creator, is like him if he was like, he doesn't have any good songs or any good albums. And Tyler, the Creator, is just like Kanye if he was missing the things that made him cool because the Chromacopia album stole his entire language. Okay. There's so much stuff here. He basically complained about not being on Carti's I Am Music album, and even though he produced one of the beats that's clearly still on the album, but whatever. And then he said that he didn't like Kendrick being on the album at all, and then he begged for Kendrick to diss him in honor of Lucien Grange, who is, the big man up at UMG. So yeah, Kanye's just doing Kanye things. And this time, it doesn't really have the impact that he was hoping for. Like, there's some of them that are getting tens and thousands of likes, but there's some that are just sitting at maybe 3,000 likes, sometimes 8, and then him leveraging Iggy Azalea and needing her vocals for an album because Carti asked for Northwest to be on his album but took Kanye off of it. It's just a very, very deranged tweets, and I'm so glad that people are just tired of it.
Yeah, I'm over Kanye, bro. I could be okay. This isn't even the last time we talk about Kanye because there's nothing to say, bro. It's just a deranged man. I don't care. He was a good producer, was a good rapper. He hasn't been those things for a long time.
Right.
Even his production has not been really inventive or amazing. The sampling has not been that great. Or the last few albums I listened to, the Donda ones, all the other stuff, it's just been uninspired, not that great, pretty mid. None of this is good,
or including AI.
Yeah, I mean that there's just so many things.
Yeah,
like this could, Kanye's just fading out into obscurity, and like pimping out his wife is like the only thing he's got left, bro. To be honest with you, and even people will get tired of that. I mean, if she shows up nude another 10 times, I mean, it won't matter. Keep showing up nude constantly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I think this is it, man. I think this is time for people to just turn them off and not listen to him, bro.
It'd be
I don't
beautiful.
care if Kanye came out tomorrow and had details on a secret son by, Obama with Missy Elliott. I don't even give a fuck, bro. I don't care. Someone else can report it. Hide Kanye, bro. Hide, bro.
As somebody who has been an avid fan of Kanye for many, many years, even when we was in college, LQ, like I know that you would give me some crap about Kanye and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Especially when it came to Cruel Summer and stuff, and should have saw the downfall coming ahead of time right then and there. But like the fact that people still say, "Oh, well, he made Graduation," I'm tired of hearing that shit too. Like we can't keep making excuses just because he made Graduation for some people. Like they always use that. Enough is enough. I don't give a damn if it's a publicity stunt or whatever it is. My thing is, at the end of the day, dude is a piece of shit. Simple as that. Something he's always has been, and it's been amplified because, of his personal losses in his life and stuff. But, at a certain point, like I told the group chat earlier, someone needs to old Yeller Kanye.
So, nah, for real. It's getting to that point.
And not in I don't want him to like be killed, but I'm saying like he needs to be muted in regards to, having a platform to spew all this stupidness.
Yeah. I knew
like
this
enough is enough.
So I agree to it. Honestly, what they should do is let him live in a compound with other KKK members and see how well he makes it along.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, put him in there with some Nazis, man. I mean, since he's over here trying to make an album cover that had a swastika, I'm like, well, what do you get out of that, bro? Like, we get it. You don't like Jews, bro. Like, but what are you getting out of all of this? There's no point to do this.
You wanna know what's even crazier? Someone on Facebook that I'm actually in a hip hop group with, they tried to give this, I don't know, pseudo intellectual take, and of course they're not going to respond to me, even though I did ask. I asked in all honesty too, because they were like, "There's a picture that Kanye has of a stage set. It's red. It has all black swastikas on the background. There's nothing else there." And he was like, the media is these days, and he was like, Kanye hasn't said that he denies the Holocaust or thinks that genocide is good, but he was like, he's speaking on something greater. And he's speaking on something greater, in that those who know what's up know what's up, but also he's saying the quiet part out loud in the most Kanye way possible. And I was like, the quiet part out loud is he hates Jews. Like, I was like, look, coming from me personally, I think Kanye is an anti-intellectual. I think he's a bigot. I think he's an idiot.
All of these things.
And I also think that just because he was a musical genius, because he's not anymore, just because he was a musical genius doesn't mean that he is a genius in any other aspect of his entire life. So, and also the fact that the man brags about not reading anything, he's also he's a greatly misinformed anti-intellectual bigot, which is even worse.
Yeah.
So for someone to think that he has an underlying meaning and that there is some type of high level thinking going on just proves how deranged a lot of his fans are at this point. And I pity them to an extent. Let's be real. I don't give a fuck about them. But to an extent, I feel bad for them, because to be duped in this way means that you also have voided the idea of coming up with an original idea. Or like you voided the thought process of coming up with something original to say, other than
sounds like another group of people in this country.
Oh man, it just sounds like the last topic. So it just feels really weird, this cultish following, which now is very, very void of black people for the most part. Like Kanye has lost a lot of his black fan base, and the ones that hold on to him, they don't hold on to him as a person. They hold on to him as an artist, but he has always had his life input into his art. So to see that he is now this anti-intellectual, somewhat racist bigot who doesn't read, now it's in his music, and now people aren't really responding. Like it's weird. It's just weird. Also, Life of the Party was not that verse on not Life for the Party. The one with Andre 3000. What's the name of the song?
I thought it, yeah. I think it is Life of the Party.
Oh, it is Life of the Party. Okay, my bad. I keep thinking about the one with Kanye. I mean, the one with Kanye and Kendrick compared to that one. But yeah, that verse on Life of the Party was not written by Kanye at all. It is a Pusha T verse. They have the full recording of that verse. So anybody that keeps saying you don't consider ghostwriters to be the best of all, the people who use ghostwriters to be the GOAT, well, Kanye's out of that conversation now. If you don't care, that's cool. You like pop music, eat a dick. All right, I'm going to let go. But yeah, I don't really need a transition. I don't like the nigga. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
Kanye is a bitch.
He's consistent, guys. I mean, he's been like this for a good minute, so he not putting on the front.
Yeah. He's been like this for over a decade, and so have I.
Yep.
I have not supported this man for a long ass time. We both were skinny when I started hating Kanye.
Yeah, I think I stopped like around the Life of Pablo. Like that was the last album that I recognized, and after that, you know, I was like, okay, so he's gonna keep putting out this. Okay, cool, whatever. But it ain't none of my business, man.
You're right. I mean, and honestly, if anybody needs any proof of how I felt about Kanye, my blog is still up where I wrote a review for Life of Pablo. Mm-hmm. And the main takeaway was everything about the album was great except for Kanye. And boy, oh boy, did I get hate for that. I said he had 3 good verses on the entire album. I was right. I said he released to date one of the worst songs he could have possibly, one of the worst verses that he's ever made. I can't stand by that anymore because now it's terrible. He's got a slew of bad verses. Oh yeah, you did go to the concert. Yeah, I refuse to go to it. I refused to go to that concert because at the time I was broke. I was still clinging on a little bit, but I knew that he wasn't that good anymore. I've been waiting for him to be the DJ Khaled role for years. Just be a producer, sit down, shut the fuck up. And he just won't do it. And it makes me go further and further away from his music.
Yeah, man, like someone who was easily like a top 3, one of my favorite, rappers or whatever growing up and stuff. And like, you couldn't tell me nothing when it came to, you can't tell me nothing. But nah, like those first 5 albums, like it is, you could probably have maybe up to 5 people, maybe across a whole bunch of genres that had a 5 album run like he did. Like it was special times. And, to see this, man, God damn it, man. It sucks, man. It really does. But like whenever people be like, oh, I'll separate the artist from the music, we can't do that no more.
Yeah, it's getting worse to even attempt to do that because now people are like truly putting all of their thoughts into every part of their music. And then social media is also used as a tool for marketing. So when you really think about it, it's like he's guarding this attention. And you can tell even in his tweet threads, he's bringing up Bully. He's bringing up Donda 3 and all this stuff. And it's just like he's still using this as a marketing tool. So to throw all this stuff out there and then say, well, it's a and then throw out, hey, album coming soon. It's the only reason to garner this attention. Like if this is who he truly is and this is what he's going to put into his music, there's really no reason to pay him any mind moving forward.
If this is an album rollout, it's one of the worst ones I've ever seen, if not the worst.
Yeah. Literally, I'm only covering it because we talk about music. I'm not going to listen to the album regardless if we want to do reviews or not. I have no interest. unless I can illegally stream it somewhere, which I know my ways.
There you go.
I need
Encourage
to
illegal streaming, guys.
God dang right, especially when they're ass. And but you know, it's a fall from grace that we well, I expected for a while, but we didn't
seen it coming. But you know,
yeah. And speaking of falling from grace, showrunner Ron Moore, man, so excited for you to get God of War, and then he uttered 4 words that you don't want to hear from someone who is making 2 seasons of a show about a video game. I am not a gamer. Which
that's fantastic to hear, bro.
Bro, literally said I can't pick up that controller, bro. The X button.
Which cracks me up. Because the thing with this guy is, for a little bit of background on like what's going on with this show. So God of War is getting a live action TV series. It's been in development for some time. I'll show y'all the article that we're reading here. I'm not going to read it word for word because I'm not going to insult y'all intelligence like that. But it's been in development. It's going to be on Amazon Prime Video, which also is like, yeah. But they're getting 2 seasons. And for those that don't know, Ronald Moore is known for Outlander, For All Mankind, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek Voyager. He's done some really cool stuff, all right? So when you look at the show, or at least according to Cosmic Book News, they said God of War seems as if it's in good hands with Moore attached. But while talking to Katie Sackhoff, which that's such a terrible name, Moore made the gaming community wince, and it's not just a very good thing to say. But yes, it makes sense that not everybody has played every game. But the thing that got me was, he said, right now I'm working on the adaptation of a video game called God of War. That's a big title in the gaming world that Amazon has ordered 2 seasons of. And they asked me to come in, so I'm literally in the writer's room and working on that. That's my new thing. And then, you know, the Sackhoff had asked him about the game and some stuff, and he was like, yeah. And I'm not a gamer, so it's even more like, okay, I've never done this before. And then he says, I've tried. I'm not a gamer. You know, I took a stab at it, but I grew up on the arcade area. You go down and you put your quarters in and bang on the buttons. So I could do that. I'll play Defender and Asteroids. The controller now has R1. Which one is R1? Oh, I'm dead. I can't get over that.
Oh my goodness.
Brother, context clue. First of all, that makes me sad because you just don't understand context clues. R1. It's obviously on the right, and it's the first one. There's no way you can't.
The man grew up with a stick and some buttons, bro.
Which is still bullshit because
go play Pong. That's all you got.
Got to. Pong, because I was about to say, even the beat 'em ups like X-Men, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, or any of the fighting games, they have a high, low, medium. So I'm pretty sure he avoided those. He probably literally only played Pac-Man and Asteroids. He had to.
Yeah. This whole thing just sucks. I feel like what this means is essentially he's gonna have, if this show comes out well, because it turned out to be a good show, he's got a great support team and some young folks who are not getting paid as much, who are doing all the work, who actually played God of War, bro.
Right.
Because ain't no way, dog. You can't, you don't need to. I don't know.
My thing is, he doesn't even have to be good at it, but like, if a lot of people that aren't good at a game, or honestly, let's be real, that aren't good at a thing in general that is of interest, they don't immerse themselves in it. Or like, if they don't truly have interest, it's hard to immerse themselves in it. So to me, it's very difficult to understand how he can effectively direct this and bring it to life when he doesn't play the game, or he's not good at video games, and he's just having that fed to him. Or is he at least watching all of the cutscenes and reading the lore that's picked up in the game? Like, if that's the case, then, you know.
Yeah.
I give a pass for not knowing what the fuck R1 is.
Yeah, you could come in and read lore and do all that, but I feel like he's gonna lose on that sense of when you hit. I feel like with games like this or any action games, impact and sound play such a big role that if you don't play a video game, you probably wouldn't care about.
True.
Like animation and sound matters a lot. Even the moves themselves matter a lot. If he were to focus entirely on story and didn't care about the character either, movement executions, the sound, like when you get that nice crunchy or impactful sound you get from when you hit any button in a good melee fighting game, really. You looking for a sense of impact. He's not going to look for any of that.
Yeah.
He just wants to. I mean, like, again, you hire someone who's really good at explaining that, but at that point, why is that person director? I just think it's kind of like, this dude's already done a bunch of good stuff. Why don't we ever give new talent a chance with, honest to God, not, like, this is something that's pretty probably coded more towards either young Gen X, probably Gen Z, or millennial. I would say alpha, but they're just too young.
Yeah, I definitely say millennials for sure. The way that
Gen
this
Z.
article, Gen Z for sure. Because I know I have cousins or whatever. Whenever I bring it up, they be like, "Oh yeah, I love that game," which be throwing me off sometimes. I'm like, I always picture you as a Fortnite nigga, but whatever. But but this article and like seeing it earlier, it immediately made me think about M. Night Shyamalan Last Airbender type shit. Like it has that feeling to it, and that's what I'm worried about. Being an avid God of War fan, like I do not want to see someone destroy such a love franchise. And oh man, I'm worried, man. I can't lie, I'm worried.
Old people need to stop giving each other jobs, bro. Stop.
Yeah.
Right?
I love y'all, but stop that shit.
Hey, as long as it's not the same guy that did oh my god, what is his name? He did the Monster Hunter movie. I hate him so much.
Monster Hunter had a movie?
Bro, yes, with T.I.
It must have
T.I. was
flopped
in it. Megan
so
Good and
badly.
T.I.
Wait, hell.
What's
the way
T.I. doing in Monster Hunter?
Paul W.S. Anderson, one of the worst directors of our time. Let me just give you a list of his movies. I love talking about this man because he's such a shitty director. He has like one good movie under his belt, and he rolled the entire fuck out of it. So, he has done The Sight, which is a TV movie, Alien vs. Predator, which honestly is like one of the absolute worst in the series. He did the screen story and screenplay. Death Race, Death Race 2, Death Race 3, Death Race 4.
Oh, Lord, no.
Yeah, he was a writer in those. If you want to talk about him being a director, though, The Three Musketeers, ass. Pompeii, ass. Once again in Lost Lands, ass. Mortal Kombat, the 1995 version, which is what started him on this shit show run that he's been on. And one lovely series we call Resident Evil. Yeah, it's his fucking fault Resident Evil came to live action. Ooh. And you want to know why we didn't get any of the people from the video game in the actual movie and we just got some woman running around? It's because Mila Jovovich is his wife. And his wife is casted in just about every big budget film that he gets. And guess who is one of the main characters in Monster Hunter? That's right, Mila fucking Jovovich. So yeah, the movie is hot ass. There's military in there. They're using the bone weapons. It's, aesthetically, I'm not gonna lie, doesn't seem terrible. Everything else outside of just like some slow-mo shots, which there's too many of, all of it is ass. I don't know why the whole the military propaganda thing just keeps showing the fuck up, but they keep involving the military in like every movie, even when it doesn't make sense. And I don't know why it's in this movie here, but it's just that movie sucks. Paul Anderson, you suck as a director, and I can't believe you've made so much money.
Unfortunately, that's the way life goes. Certain people should never touch that amount of money, but here we are.
Yeah. And somehow T.I. is in a video game movie with Megan Good.
I cannot believe that. When you said that, it still don't even sound like that. Sound like a parody film.
Yeah, it does. I think what he did is they were like, T.I. is in Transformers. We should go get a bald black man in order to be in this.
Yo.
But yeah, my hopes for God of War is kind of low, and honestly, part of it is just the simple fact that it's going to be on Amazon Prime. But I will say, if they're gonna go this route, and if he has the right team around him, I think he'll be good. I think he'll be decent. Once again, I don't expect this to be anything higher than a 7 out of 10 show. This is not going to have the same effect as Last of Us. Also, quick side note, the director of Last of Us didn't want anyone to play the game. Pedro Pascal played the game anyway, and he said it helped him with his role. So,
why do you want them to play the game?
I think it's because he didn't want them to have any expectations coming into it. Yeah, influencer expectations.
Great.
Also, that last sentence in this article, that was the best part of the article.
Well, the newer games? The next God of War is said to involve Egyptian gods. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dope to hear. And I gotta get Ragnarok because I don't have it yet. PC gamer problems.
It's a fantastic game, bro.
Cool. After watching Moon Knight, I do want to see some Egyptian gods.
I need to watch Moon Knight. I just like the comics, to be honest. And I've always been big on Moon Knight and his affiliations with, like, whenever he was associated with Black Panther. Shit's fire. They'll bring him back to life. That's all you need to really know. That's just how cool he is. But yeah. Now, on to the next thing that has us so concerned. Carti released an album. And I Am Music is just as long as some TV series. So for those that don't know, we don't really listen to Playboi Carti like that. I've listened to all his albums. I reviewed all of his albums. My brother-in-law has pretty much put me on to understanding the appeal of Playboi Carti. But this album is still 30 goddamn songs. So Landon, start us out with your thoughts. Oh, wait. Before we even start on anything,
man,
what do you think? So I didn't get to see it. He saw it because he fucking cheated. I don't know what the rating for this is. But matter of fact, we'll do it in the other. We'll give our scores and then see what everybody else is saying and see if we're fucking crazy. So yeah, go ahead. What did you think of the album? Oh, I can pull up the track list for you too in case you don't remember what songs you liked or disliked off the top of your head.
Yeah, because as soon as I see the track title, I can definitely tell you if I liked it or not.
All right, but overall thoughts, how are you feeling?
As someone who's not a Carti fan, so for Carti fans out there, please, take my opinion lightly. Hey, as I always say with any artist, if you like who you like, hey, it is what it is. But with that being said, thought this album was shitty. Thought it was pretty trash. The fact that you have 30 songs and I like maybe 7 of them, and that's not even 30%, man. That's not even 1/3, bro. Like, I feel like if he would have cut it in half, it would have helped it out a lot. Now, with that being said, I mean, still would have probably only like 7 out of 15. So, I mean, that's still not good. That's not even 50%. So, like, there's just too many songs that are, like, when it comes to the mixing and stuff, it's just unbearable to listen to. Regardless if you got headphones or if you're listening in the car, there's just so many songs that I hit immediate skip. The fact that you start off this album with Pop Out, that's probably one of the worst things I've heard in my headphones and in my car. Like, that song is straight shit. That is a shitty song. And I don't care what nobody says. Like, like that's one song you immediately just get that the hell out of here. Um, Evil Jordan is fine. I know a lot of people keep talking about the old intro and the new intro. I really don't care. I don't care about the gunshot and stuff like that. I do like the beat. I will give him that. Um, Mojo Jojo, I know has Kendrick ad-libs, but even me being a Kendrick fan and he's on this project, multiple times, didn't do anything for me. Let me see what else. Obviously Backdoor. I mean, like I said, Kendrick's on here, but didn't do too much for me. But it is a song that I know that if it came on, I wouldn't be like, God damn, cut this shit off. But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, if you're a Carti fan, obviously you're probably gonna like this album. I didn't like it, and one of the worst things I've ever heard in any genre, that Opium Bobby Baby, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Opium Baby.
That is atrocious. I don't care if you're a Carti fan or not. If I meet somebody and they tell me that's their favorite song, I know they got to be just trolling me. Like that can't be a real take. It cannot be a real opinion. That song is awful. Just fucking trash. And I can't stand it. Cocaine Nose is also fucking trash. I can't stand that shit. Like he has a run where it's just bad. I'm just like, God damn, bro. Can you give me something, bro? Like it's just so many bad songs, and like whenever you do arrive at one, you're just so thankful because you're like, oh, thank God. Like the fact that my ears have had to be punished to listen to most of this project, like when you finally hear one that's actually decent, you're very grateful, you're very thankful. So that being said, the grade that I would give it is probably a 5 at best. That's what I think. Y'all waited 5 years for this project. I'm gonna give it a 5.
That's perfect.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, this is easily the most bloated album I've ever heard in my entire life. 30 tracks is unreasonable. And I say it's the most bloated I've ever heard in my life because it's not the most bloated album ever. The most bloated album ever is by French Montana.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 60-some tracks. But I'm kind of with you. Pop Out was not a good start. Literally when I heard it, I said, oh God, here we go. And then Crush came on and I was like, I kind of like this, I think. But Crush just kind of led me to realize that something I already knew, and it just confirmed it. Travis Scott's not a good rapper.
Yeah,
like it just. It's crazy because he's
to tear down Gen Z's king now, bro.
You're about to upset a lot of people, bro. But go ahead, I agree.
Yeah, like the thing is, you don't expect him to really be a lyricist, but like when you're standing by Playboi Carti, you have to be the lyricist because, and this isn't as an insult, and it really isn't. Playboi Carti is like glorified ad libs, so you already know. You already, yeah, but like when you get to his verses, you're going to hear like maybe 3 or 4 bars. Like he writes kind of like. He writes outside of the genre, like if that makes sense. He writes like he is a rock or pop artist where they have maybe like 8 bars in a 16-bar verse, and the most of it is just like the musicality of it. He does the same thing. So for Travis Scott to hop on the song, and I was just like, this is it. Like it was just, I think the first verse was this is really the whole first verse in Crush. No mercy first, no fucks from us. It's only us. In God we trust. Uzi bust, pussy bust. That's it. That's the whole verse. The verse is over. It's void of just about everything. I mean, it's kind of. Exactly. And it's just like the production's good, but everything else surrounding it, including the mixing, is not good. K-pop, Evil Jordan, I knew that was going to be a big song on the album. Do I personally, is it like anywhere close to my favorite song on the album? Absolutely not. You want to know why? Because I hate DJ Swamp Izzo so much. This entire album, I feel like DJ Swamp Izzo was actually the most annoying part. It made it very hard to get through. I took a break from this album because of DJ Swamp Izzo. It wasn't even Carti anymore. Like, I got used to the fact that I wasn't going to love the album. It's not the type of rap that I usually listen to. But DJ Swamp Izzo is annoying as fuck because all of his
worse and worse as the album goes.
It gets so much worse as the album goes, and then like some parts of the production, because the mixing is bad, some parts of the production is really bad, and I'll get into that in a minute. Mojo Jojo, not gonna lie, never coming back to it, but it does seem like the chemistry between Kendrick and Carti is pretty solid. But I just don't see the purpose, but it doesn't need to be a purpose. Carti makes vibes music. And I know that people hate hearing that, but he makes like rage rap and vibes. But it's very true. That's all. That's literally his whole purpose. So I was like, okay, I kind of get it. That's why the whole song just sounds like ad-libs. But the funny thing is the way he writes lyrics is just like, you, as a traditional rap lover, you always have this feeling that like the bars are supposed to have a point. They're supposed to lead up to something. Either they transition, they're filler, or they're a punchline. Like one of the three. So it's just like when it starts, it's like, ooh, back in high school, I was wearing polo. Like, okay. Had a white bitch like Jules, but she ain't a model. And you're like, that doesn't rhyme, but okay, it's whatever. I'm such a pot of hoes, Mojo Jojo. It's like, okay, I get it. That's kind of funny. Mojo Jojo always snapped at the Powerpuff Girls. Punchline, we got one. You playing with a motherfucking 5? We go loco. It's like, all right, I know what that means, but still. But yeah, the Homicide Gang's logo is like a 5. It looks like a 5. And then you just like, I can't believe my eyes saw where GoPro. I'm not gonna lie, that shit made me laugh. I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but I thought that shit was funny. But yeah, it's just, most of it doesn't lead anywhere. It's like statement, move on. Statement, move on. Statement, move on. I told you, little baby, I'm ready. I'm on go-go. It's like, all right, what's next? Try to play my top, I hit your soul. And then there's like a shit ton of ad-libs. And he's just like, all right. Once you get used to that structure and that's how he actually approaches music, you're like, okay, I'm not going to hear anything deep from him. It's cool. Philly with Travis Scott, I think it was better than Crush as far as rapping wise from Travis Scott, but Travis Scott still can't rap. I actually think, I'm just going to skip through and talk about the ones I actually did like. Rather Lie with The Weeknd, genuinely good song. I actually thought it was genuinely a good song. I was surprised because it was the first time that I stopped on a song and I was like, oh, this is good. Backdoor. I actually really like that song. Now, here's the funny part.
You skip fine shit, bro.
Yeah, because I hate Cash Cobain. I hate everything about it. I don't like that song. But
it's an awful song.
Yeah. Backdoor with Kendrick and Janae Aiko. I like all parts of the song. I actually like the ad-libs and stuff, and some of the lyrics from Carti, which is surprising. It wasn't like I was impressed. I was just like, oh, everything fits. Everything is in sync. And the mixing was better on this song than in most. But the funny thing is, this is the song that Kanye West helped produce. Yeah, so much for I got taken off your album. Sir, you're on the album. Toxic with Skepta is surprisingly one of my favorite songs on the entire album. I think Skepta's verse is dope. He didn't have to overdo it. After that, I'm going to say something that I definitely never expected to say. Future is washed. Not just playing. It's actually the exact opposite. I actually think Future had the second best feature on this entire album.
I actually liked him on this album.
Yeah,
and that's come from someone I can't stand that nigga. But
yeah.
I
Me
liked him
both
on the
have.
album.
I have gone on record saying I don't think Future has an actual talent, but he proved me wrong on this one. But also, Wheezy produced it, and he just sounds good over Wheezy beats
That's true
almost
too.
all the time. Travis Scott's still underwhelming as fuck. I just don't get it. Like, and this is coming from someone who likes way more Travis Scott albums than they like Future albums, for damn sure. For damn sure. I just don't see the appeal. I really don't. I don't know what else to say about it. I just don't see the appeal. What was the other song? Like, of course, Good Credit. If you don't like Good Credit, you're weird. Good Credit is very good chemistry. I get it. Like, if you want just straight up traditional raps, that's fine. You know, people were surprised to see Kendrick on this album as much as he was. Yeah, especially to see him as much as he was. I actually have to go back. I made a comment last year that they were like, Kendrick was working with somebody you'd be very surprised to see who it is, and somebody said, I hope it's not Playboi Carti, and I said, I hope to God it's not Playboi Carti, and it's like Stevie Wonder or something, and it was fucking Playboi Carti. So egg on my face for that one. But anyway, the verse is dope. I think people are slightly too excited for the verse. I think part of it is because they're like, oh, he's spinning the block on Drake. I'm not gonna lie. I've had this thought process for some years now. If they don't say their name, it don't count. If there's no real point of reference back to that person, I just don't. I think it's just, vibrato and braggadociousness. I don't think that this is much about Drake, if at all. I know, the hate get real of the love get fake, but when you just great, that's how you should like it. And I'm just like, yeah, that's just about him being at the top. I don't really see. I'm not digging that deep into this verse to find out where we can find a mention of Drake. I just think it's a really well written verse, and also Playboi Carti's verse once again is funny because he just makes a statement and he moves on. I'm seeing that hole out the water. I'm seeing it came out the lake. Look at these diamonds in water. It's like, ooh, that is not clever. I was in Paris trying to catch a vibe. I fucked around and seen a hoe. All right. Tattoos all on my face. You know you're not safe. It's like these don't. Nothing bridges together, and it makes me laugh. I genuinely just think it's funny.
He just go in the studio and just be like, fuck it. Whatever comes to my head first, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it.
Right? Jump in with Lil Uzi Vert, it's okay. Trim with Future, I kind of ignored that, but TM88 helped produce it. I like that beat quite a bit.
I like that song. I like Trim with Future. I like that one. Please skip over 20. Oh my God, please skip over 20.
I'm not going to, you want to know what's funny? I don't remember Cocaine Nose. But the thing that I do remember is that's when I took a break from the album. Because we were texting each other. And you were like, what track are you on now? And I was like, 20. And then he texted me again. And I was like, I think I'm on 22 now. And it was hours later. It was
like the fact that I recognized the sample. It was Ashanti's "Only You." I think that's the name of the song.
Yep,
and
that's it.
And I was like, okay, so he gonna flip it and do something different with it. And oh man,
I had to listen to it again because now I truly don't remember that song.
That's because it's not memorable.
It's probably not. We Need All the Vibes. I didn't care for it because I don't know what it is. I just don't really care for Ty Dolla $ign.
I'm still trying to figure out the vibes because the vibes was not good for me.
Yeah, and and as weird as it's gonna sound, I like Young Thug. For me to hate Future so much, it always surprises people that I like Young Thug, but I do. I like what he can do with his voice and his inflections, and I think that it is genuinely genius to use your voice as such an instrument. I just don't like his content. That's all. That's that's just knowing the difference between being a hater and like actually just not liking something. Olympian, I actually like that. I like this song Olympian quite a bit. I think that may have been like my third favorite track on the album or something like that. Yeah, Opium Baby is genuinely one of the worst songs I've heard in the past 5 years. And then this is finally I get to talk about the part that I said I was going to refer back to. The mixing is so bad in this song, and you want to know what the worst part is? That fucking hi-hat. The hi-hat comes it comes out of mostly the right speaker. And then it comes out of the right speaker, and it's really fucking loud. It's louder than the entire song. All you do is you hear do 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 ta 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 ta, and then it just cuts off. It's very. I don't know what vibe anyone is going for other than needing an alarm. The fact that
it sounds like trash in a music form. Like if you were driving down the street, people be like, "What the fuck are you torturing yourself with?"
Exactly. To make things even funnier, this is a conversation because me and my brother-in-law, we don't agree on music for the most part. Mostly on the newer side of things. Like he likes No Cap, he loves Playboi Carti, he loves Young Thug, and I'm just like, huh? But we kind of even his love for Juice WRLD. I'm just we bridge the gap at Young Thug for the most part, and Kendrick. That's when we bridge the gap. But he definitely would pick any of those artists I name over Kendrick, and I definitely would bury all of those artists under a list of maybe 40 more people I would listen to beforehand. And except for Young Thug, probably he's somewhere in the 30s. But anyway, the first time that I played it, I think my text started with "Rather Lie" is a really good song. I'm impressed, and I was I realized I was listening to this shit all out of order because I did listen to it out of order. I accidentally hit the shuffle button on Spotify.
I did too the first time. I was like, yeah.
And he was "Rather Lie" is fire. I love Backdoor, and then he said pause, which cracked me up because I was I didn't even think about it that way.
That's fair.
And I was I would have liked Crush if it was mixed and it wasn't so weird. And I was I like Skepta on Toxic. He didn't like Toxic, which is fucking hilarious because he likes the majority of the album. And then my text, all right, I hate OPM Baby. It's everything I don't like in a single song. This is the only song I felt strongly about in the entire album. And he said, I love OPM Baby. And I was what the fuck? So he said, everything from We Need All the Vibes Down is fire for me. And I was it's funny how we're the exact opposite on this because the first half of the album to me is way better than the second half. I was especially from an engineering standpoint. And he was well, I do love the first half too. And I was oh, okay, cool. So skip all the long ass text because it's me breaking down what I'm talking to y'all about now. And he texts me this morning. No, he texted me yesterday morning. He said, OPM Baby is definitely hurting my head. It's so much going on.
Because it is, man. It's just a collection of so much noise. How much can your ears handle all at once?
For any normal person, it's sensory overload.
Yeah.
And it truly is. And then we get to Twin Trim, which the only reason why I care to talk about this is because Lil Uzi Vert had one of the funniest lines I've heard in a minute. And it's just the very opening of the track. Just came out just guns a-blazing. She can't suck my dick. I make that bitch just suck my nuts. Suck my nuts. I was bro, why?
Yeah, that nigga wild, man. But I did appreciate, like I said, I do appreciate the humor in that song, and when they talk about vibes and stuff like that, that song had pretty good vibes.
Yeah, that song fits. That song fits the vibe. Like Wheezy is actually the song I like more than Twin Trim.
Mm.
I actually think I liked like Wheezy because that was another one I texted my brother-in-law about, and he was so what do you think about like Wheezy? And when he was I know the answer already. And I was I genuinely love the sample. I can understand what the hell he's saying. I was I'm still not the biggest fan of the lyrics because, in case people don't know, I really just don't like sex lyrics coming from rappers. I'm not gonna lie, it seems kind of abusive, but also it's just none of it is. Almost none of their lyrics seem consensual. It's just yeah, I trapped you, bitch, and I will beat the pussy up. And you're oh, okay, that's
nothing as bad as Rick Ross put a molly all on her drink.
She didn't even know it, but I mean, at least that's a bar you remember. I don't remember shit. I don't remember shit. I just remember the song is enjoyable. It It definitely is. This is the one that is purely a vibe song. I don't remember a single thing about this except he was like spit on the bitch like Pac. I'm in it, bitch off the rocks, and I was like, oh, you're high on your own supply. And I was like, but then when I thought about it, I was like, it's probably a Magnolia reference, because he in New York, I merely rock, hide it in my sock. Yeah, so I was like, okay. Anyway, but actually, I think the lyrics are like straight up taken from there. Yeah, same rhyme scheme as part of. Yeah, in New York, I merely rock, hide it in my sock, running from the ops, and I shot it out. Yeah, okay, never mind. So yeah, it was just a reference to that song. Other than that, I was just like, I don't care for the lyrics, but this beat is hard, and I'm enjoying myself. And then everything else below that, I was like, I don't think I like any of this. And then South Atlanta Baby came on, and I was like, this is a good way to end the album. It was the only bit of encouragement I had to just finish it. I was like, it's only 2 minutes. And I listened to that in the morning. For anybody that knows me, I am not a turn up music person, especially to wake myself up. I do not like that. I don't get it. I like peaceful rap music, peaceful, lyric heavy, neo soul, jazz beats, all that. Like, give me all of that. Or even if it is like kind of turn up, I'd rather for it to be like West Coast turn up or Southern, because I'm from Texas. But yeah, I was actually impressed that I wasn't like mad at it. But overall, I think I still like less tracks than you did. I think I like 6. You came away with 7. I came away with 6.
I think I can name all 7 too right now. Like you just said, South Atlanta Baby. I think it's Twin Trim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the 2 Kendrick songs.
Yep.
So that's 4.
Good credit. And Backdoor.
Yep. And Rather Lie.
Yep.
Evil Jordan. But I mean, it's mostly because of the beat, so I don't know. Do I really want to count that?
Yeah, I mean, in this case, man, we would like 0 if it was for lyrics.
We talking about vibes, so yeah.
Yeah,
right.
we're talking about vibes. And then you liked Olympian.
Yeah, Olympian for sure.
Well, I think that's 8.
Okay, well, my bad, guys. 8 out of 30.
Because you even what was the other one? Trim. Yeah, just plain Trim.
Okay, well, 8 out of 30, guys. He improved by 1.
Yeah. Mine is Rather Lie, Backdoor, obviously. Good credit. I'll count Toxic. I really just like Skepta's verse. Olympian and what's he? Like Wheezy? Oh no. Yeah. Like Wheezy and South Atlanta Baby. So I went up 1. I got 7 songs out of here. But now if I'm going off of what I saved on on Spotify, it was only South Atlanta Baby. It was South Atlanta Baby, Like Wheezy, Good Credit, Backdoor, Rather Lie. And that was it. That's the reason why I came in with like, dang, I had way less than you.
I saved Evil Jordan, and I saved Good Credit, Backdoor, and South Atlanta Baby. So I only saved 4.
No, okay. Yeah, you saved less than I did. But yeah, that's, coming from 2 people that are probably too old for you to give a shit what we have to say about the album.
Indeed.
That's our review. Metacritic has it at a 77 out of 100.
That's crazy.
And I have the link open for Pitchfork. I guess that it was going to be a 7.5 out of 10 at least from Pitchfork. And let me see.
6.5.
7.7. I was so close. I know the source that I hate so much. I hate you, Pitchfork. And the crazy thing is, the album isn't IM music. It's just music. So that was interesting. At first, I thought that was an error on Spotify. It's not. It's really just called music.
Yeah, it's called music. And I'm like, okay, whatever, man.
Here we go. On Album of the Year, it got a 67 out of 100. User scores a 61. Rolling Stones, Guardian, Pitchfork, and NME all gave it pretty high scores. They're like 80 out of 10.
I gotta see what they smoking, I guess.
Pitchfork,
Maybe gotta be high or something to listen to this album. I don't know.
Ooh, I forgot they rate the songs individually. So Good Credit is the second highest rated song on the entire album. Surprise!
No surprise there.
OPM Baby is the lowest rated. Let's go!
As it should be.
We're not weird.
As it should be.
Evil Jordan, Backdoor, Good Credit, I See You Baby. I didn't like that song. Wake Up Filthy, I forgot it. Who cares? We Need All the Vibes. HBA. Oh yeah, I forgot about HBA. Those were all the highest rated tracks on the album.
Okay, so I mean, seemed like the ones that we at least liked or whatever seems to be the most highly rated.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's say everything above 70 and above. If he cut the rest, this would be a 9-track album, which we got. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's still less than. Damn, that's less than a third, man.
Less than a third, man.
That's crazy. Now, some of the more critical reviews, Needle Drop Anthony Fantano gave it a 4 out of 10. It's a whole lot of music, and some of it's not the best music. Yeah, he traditionally, he also rates on a scale that is realistic. A 5 is not bad to him.
He probably gave it a light 3 or something like that.
Nah, he probably I can assure you, he gave it a light to strong 4. I guarantee you he did. Because the good songs to him will be good. Like him and Professor Sky are more versed in, the various sounds of rap. Because I told you earlier today, like Carti is like punk rap, and a lot of us like more traditional rap lovers are like the people that listen to the Eagles and the Beatles, and then you hear Blink 182, and you're like, that's not real rock music. That's bullshit. So like, those are the people that they're early adopters to the newer sounds, and I've seen him have some I would say kind of glowing reviews of people like Young Thug, so I could see him enjoying this. Now he does hate Gunna, so that makes me laugh. But anyway, not to get too far into that. 5 years to prepare and he still dropped dog shit. Jesus Christ. Lackluster album cover, lackluster album name, lackluster album, 30 tracks of okay and all right. Features are better than most of this album, pretty much understandably, and maybe like 2 or 3 tracks I thought weren't average. One person gave it a 26 and their only comment was holy fuck. It's wild. I will say, for someone that's heard all of his albums, I do think this may be the peak of what we could get from him. I think Whole Lotta Red was his worst album. I do not like Whole Lotta Red at all. Die Lit Now is an album that I should probably go back and listen to again. Because Die Lit is probably has aged better. But, it was one of those albums that when I heard it, I immediately didn't like it. I think I put it on the worst albums of the year list. I think it was number 10. Now this one though, this right here, Fly Soldier, god awful. One of the worst albums I ever heard. Anyway, that's it though. We reviewed it. We talked about it. We gave y'all a fair shake. If I had to give it a numeric score, this album is 5.5 out of 10.
Yep.
I think the highs were actually quite high. I think the lows were abysmal, and everything in between was just there. I think the engineering actually kept it from being at least a 6 to 6.5. I cannot stand listening to people that have access to all of these producers in these, in these studios, these high-end studios, and I could potentially have mixed the album better than the people you got to do it. I shouldn't feel that way.
They added a mixing update.
Yeah, it didn't work. The worst song on there still is the worst song simply because of mixing. Like the mixing on its own was god awful. But hey, at least his features brought something nice to the table, except for, a couple times from Travis Scott. But other than that, they tried.
Yeah.
So what you giving it?
Definitely a 5. I know that I increased my total magically while we were going through it, but it's still a damn 5.
Yeah, it's still less than half the album.
7 out of 30, 8 out of 30. It doesn't matter. 5.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5.
But yeah, that's it, man. We that's all the topics we got covered. We left Mirror out of this one. We listened to the album already. He didn't listen to it because because he's a very reasonable human being. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. We saved you a lot of time. I mean, basically an hour and 10 minutes of time.
Yep. I think I think Mirror would have walked away liking 2 songs. I genuinely think he would have only liked 2 songs. Backdoor.
That would not be bad if it was an EP of 6.
Exactly. I think he would have liked. I think he would have liked Backdoor, and I think you would have liked. What's the song with? Damn, I forgot the name of it already. It's the track with Rather Lie. I think those are the only 2 songs you would have liked, and those are like the first 10 tracks. And you would have probably hated everything else afterwards, including Good Credit. I don't think you would have liked Good Credit. You would have been like, oh, yeah, that Kendrick verse was nice, but skip the rest of this.
Like that episode of South Park where I think it was Stan. He had like Asperger's or something like that, and everything sounded like shit to him.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, that's probably how the album would have sounded to you.
I am good, personally. I haven't liked Playboi Carti for a long time. I don't hate him. I just don't like him as a person.
Yeah,
he seems fine.
You just not
Music
going for
just
that.
seems not made for me.
Yeah, it definitely ain't made for me either.
Just say that.
It has moments that are made for me. The entire project, absolutely not. I do think, though, to be completely fair, I do believe I have this rated higher than Some Sexy Songs for You. So take that if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah. Honestly, when we did the review, I think I gave it a 4. So
yeah, those are some ugly ass songs.
Yeah. But yeah.
Gosh.
I'm just tired of the Loverboy arc, man. I'm sorry. I got to get that out of my chest. I'm tired of the Loverboy arc. Drake, get back to your roots. I'm not saying that you have to, drop a Take Care 2 or Nothing Was the Same 2 or something like that, but man, get back to your fucking roots, please.
Oh, yeah. And next, I will definitely be doing a review of Mac Miller's Balloonerism. I have to always take a break from Mac because I remember I listened to Swimming and Jesus Christ, I almost couldn't make it through the album. I was sitting there crying. So I'll be able to get myself together this time for Balloonerism.
What I heard from that album, though, was pretty good.
I figured it would be. But yeah, I have a decent expectation of the album. It's just, sometimes it's never the artist problem. It's always the mind state that usually has a bigger toll on the score. But yeah, all good and fun. We got through all of our topics for today. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying listening. If you're listening to us now, we do have, new topics coming up. If you have any suggestions, we always take them. You can, if you know me, you can always call me or text me the ideas. If not, you can always hop in the Discord or just email hiphopq22@gmail.com and send us your ideas. But as usual, I hope you're taking care of yourself and those that are around you, and love yourself and love those that love you the most. Any final words from anyone else?
Protect your mental and work on your physical. And God bless. I'm going to keep it simple.
I ain't got nothing, bro. It's been a long ass week.
Hey, I feel you. And it's only Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm about to say sometimes, all you got to do is just make it through.
Yep. Well, anyway, I'll be in your side of town on Friday, so we should probably figure out something to do this weekend.
Okay.
You got to see my kid.
Long overdue.
Oh, yeah. Which I already know what Chill's going to do. Some little nigga. I already see it. I see it.
Yep.
Not even going to ruin it for him. I'm just going to look at kids and be like, yeah, go over there, man. But anyway, until